Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you guys for joining me once again. My name is Wilkie and I'm back with more Kritika Online on my Zerk. This dungeon will bring me to level 50, and afterwards we're gonna get the Awakening, so I'm very stoked about that. That's another character I punched through. My cat's paw is level 34, and my Reaper is currently 15, so I do have probably 2 to 3 days more to go in terms of PvE. And then I'm basically done with all of the class testing that I want to do in closed beta. Then I'll be taking the remaining days to look into PvP, the arena, that will be the outfit stuff, and basically just meddle around, waste some of my resources to figure out some of the rates and how things are working in general. I think I said it in one of the other videos already, that apparently outfits, both in-game and the cash shop, it doesn't matter which ones you take, the stats seem to be the same, so the only benefit really paying customers get is that they can have an outfit straight off the bat, and for the other people, well, you basically have to start farming it in-game first. So there will be a minor setback in that regard. Other than that, there does not seem to be a drastic advantage paying customers get so far. Of course, there's a premium or elite status, which is called, and received alt character awards. Oh, that was interesting. Let's take a look at the devotion. Devotion is also on the way to be level 2, so I can get some more in-depth info in that regard. Also, what happens if I delete one of the characters? Will I keep my devotion, or will that go down? And a bunch of things like that. All of those will be taken into consideration. As I said, a lot of people complain about the cred, that you basically cannot buy anything from the auction house unless you have the cred currency. But there are, or at least they said, there's going to be multiple ways to earn cred in-game, so you don't actually have to spend real money if you want to go somewhere. And I assume that's true because, as I said, the auction house seems to be running, not exclusively, but a lot of the stuff that you buy through the auction house is basically available through cred. And what that means is that once you're a high level and once you start actually selling valuable items on the marketplace, I don't think it's going to be that hard to get cred. The only issue I have is that basically the amount of cred which is going to be flowing in the game is, I'm not sure what type of ways they will give us, really. But as far as right now, the major way for us to actually get cred into the economy, unless there is going to be some fancy new ways, is going to be through the cash shop. So I'm not entirely sure if I really like that system. So far it doesn't seem to be much of a deal breaker, but keep in mind we're in closed beta, so nobody really cares about stuff like that yet. So we have to, I guess, wait and see how things will be going once the game goes live, and once basically we'll be left with the options of how things will be turning out, how important cred is going to be, how hard it's going to be, or how hard it's going to be to obtain cred if you don't pay real money, because that's going to be a major factor in basically giving you things like outfits, certain stuff from the cash shop. Then again, the cash shop does not really seem to have that much of like pure pay-to-win aspects, rather than really just a lot of convenience. Especially, like, a lot of people complain about pets. Really, you don't need pets in this game, and I'm very thankful for that. Looting in this game is very easy and convenient, that you really do not need a pet at all for that, and that makes me really happy, because first of all, pets are expensive and nice, but not really needed. The other thing is, maintaining a pet is insanely expensive as well. It's not like you have to buy the pet, but you have to feed the pet, and that you either spend, I think they implemented pet food now in the cash shop. Let me take a quick look. At least they said something that they want to do pet food in the cash shop, but the other way to get pet food is you craft it using your crystals. And that's hella expensive, especially on the lower levels. On higher levels, it might not be that expensive, but it's still gonna take away some of the crystals you're gonna get by dismantling gear. And I really don't like that mechanic all too much, and find it a bit sad, to put it that way, to put it frankly. Because, yeah, it just feels really strange, rather. Anyways, back to the main topic. X, we have Chaos, which is gonna be... okay. Enhanced version of Chaos, blah blah blah. X energy, left click to carry out multiple attacks. I'm hoping I can auto attack that because that seems quite frantic. Berserk Frenzy, okay, that's interesting. That's gonna get an X ability. Body slam attack, okay, that's changing into instead of slashes, you're gonna get body slams. Your movement increases when you use Berserk. Execute powerful body slam attack with left click. App is preferably 3. Each time you inflict a critical hit, the duration of Berserk Frenzy increases, but your crit damage is reduced by 120. Oh, okay, so every time you crit, you get more of Berserk Frenzy, which I assume is gonna extend the amount of hit, okay? And Battle Leap is gonna get an X. Well, that's not a leap, that's just a dash through. Okay. And we have a new ability. Blade Storm, that looks cool. We're gonna level up Battle Leap, Chaos. Which of those? That one, okay. So those are the X abilities of Zerk. I might actually have to dismantle first, yeah. Let's go for that one. No, don't dismantle that one. I'm not even sure why I'm keeping that. I don't think I will sell it, but whatever. So, let's go into that dungeon. It's probably good because now we get a reference how different it's going to be with the Awakening. I did not actually spend any of the Awakening AP. Okay, Blade Storm is that. Okay, that skill is cool. Oh, damn. That was a lot of damage. Holy hell. Gain increased defense during execution. Hold down the skill to increase your spinning speed and pull radius. Okay, so I should have held it. Oh well. That one looks definitely cool. Now I'm curious about the X abilities we're going to be getting. So yeah, my Zerk is 50. As I said, this is probably as far as I'm going to play this class because it's not really... It's not bad, really. Once you get the hang of it and how Zerk works compared with the other classes, like he's a bit... Like, he's not full face tank, but with his passive recovery and health regeneration, things like that, he definitely, well, I guess, does not mind taking a few hits here and there, really. So it's definitely not the most evasive and elusive class. But some people like that playstyle, so I do get that. It's just not really... It's just not my cup of tea, so... And that leap deals massive damage, though. Alrighty, this dungeon is actually a lot easier than the one before. Especially the boss is probably not going to be as tedious. Right, we got... Which ones? Chaos, Berserk Frenzy, and Battle Leap. I'm most interested about the Chaos one. The problem is standing still for such an extended period of time is... I'm not sure if later bosses in dungeons will still be able to get staggered, or if you get such huge openings that you will actually be able to slash them repeatedly with a skill like that. But maybe that really just depends, like my gear is not really that great, my armor is not upgraded at all, so there's definitely that. And I got my new Blade Storm skill. That one is actually really, really cool. I really like it, but it has a heavy cooldown, so meh. Just gonna use it in the next room. Buzzsaw is actually also quite nice. Like, if you land multiple hits with Buzzsaw, it actually deals a lot of damage. We're gonna use my Blade Storm, and I'm gonna hold down Z. Okay, it pulls longer and faster. That's actually a pretty cool skill. Not a bad skill at all. Right. Let's showcase some X abilities with the Berserker. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna try him out in PvP. Maybe I'll do one PvP gimmick round so I actually know what he feels like in PvP. Maybe he feels great in PvP. I don't know. Right, we're gonna go for Leap first. That was not a lot of damage. I think that one did some more damage. Okay, so that one's underwhelming. Okay. Let's go for Chaos. Okay. Not so fancy either. I have one more shot. So honestly, none of those really felt good. Like, if I can be honest with you guys, none of those abilities really felt super powerful or that, I guess, intimidating or something. Then again, even on my Doomblade, the X abilities, like the pull is really, really useful in terms of utility. So there's that. But powerful, none of those abilities really feel that much powerful. For Shadow Mage though, one of them actually felt quite nice. I gotta say that. Anyways, those were the X abilities. I'm not sure why he only did so many slashes. I mean, I did not hammer my mouse click. We're gonna go for that one again. I want to see if I spam left click or hold left click. The funny thing, or the cool thing about these X abilities is, maybe you noticed, but if you trigger your X gauge, like if you use one of these little bars or whatever you want to call them, you basically reset cooldowns. And if you use the skill, press tab again, you can use it just instantly afterwards. So you basically reset all of those X cooldowns, which is really, really cool. So I'll be able to use multiple X abilities in, yeah, I guess rapid succession. So we're gonna go for another dungeon and see if the Chaos is actually more fun than I think it is. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll see. Let's go for one more. And then we'll leave the Zerk be for, at least in PvE. As I said, I might take him out for a ride in PvP. But I'll see about that yet. I don't want to use my Bladestorm. There's too few mobs here. But that ability is really, really cool. That's one of the abilities that I was really looking forward to. And it actually feels good. So we're gonna wait for the big room and then just pull everything in. Seems to be the most efficient use of such a long cooldown. That's a sad thing about, like, most of these dungeons usually don't really take longer than, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. So if you have skills that have like 90 minutes or 3 minutes cooldown, you'd be able to use them once, maybe twice, maybe thrice if you use them at the very beginning of the dungeon. Then again, I don't know if it's that smart to use some of your heavy hitting skills on trash mobs, so maybe. Oh, that guy survived. Rude. We'll see about that. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and spin to win. That skill deals actually pretty good damage. And the pull is really, really convenient. Okay, let's smack this Naga in the back and get her gone. I'm gonna transfer all my gold once I'm done leveling and PvPing to my Doomblade, and I'm just gonna go on an enhancing frenzy or something and see how far I can go with some of my items in gear score to get as high as possible in terms of the PvE arena. Because the PvE arena seems to be one of the most convenient things to get the badges which you need for outfits. Which is, it seems like the badges are probably even more of a progressing thing than your actual gear. At least so far, upgrading your badges, upgrading the sigils, upgrading your outfits, all of that is basically done via the Kagerfield badges, so they seem to be playing quite an important role. So there's that. Oh, I do actually not have the cooldown back yet. RIP. Let's go for that. So I'll try and see if I can figure out how important these badges is, and basically the thing is, you're having multiple, or yeah, I guess multiple things to progress your character / account. You have the Ether system, you have basically just gold and items you're gonna get, you have the devotion system, you have the daily devotion system, then you have the badges you get, and the boss souls, the outfits, and like all of these things. Like, there's a lot of things that you actually progress in this game, so that's kind of cool. And that takes a bit away from the tedious farming because you don't only farm one thing. Alright, let's go for Chaos. I'm gonna hold left click. Okay, if you hold left click, that's really, really cool. That's what I mean. I can already press it, and it's gonna be back there as soon as I'm done. I'm just gonna press it again. I probably should have gone for back attacks, to be honest. But, I mean, yeah, it actually dealt a good amount of damage. So that ability is actually not that bad. Alright, now we're going for back attacks. Yeah, that's definitely more damage with those back attacks. Back attack multiplier seems... I don't know if it's 100% multiplier, but back attacks do tremendously increase your damage. So it's really, really good if you're able to position yourself behind the boss or enemies in general and use back attacks to boost your damage, because your damage really increases quite a bit if you actually land those back attacks. Anyways, this is it for my Berserker PvE adventures. He's level 51 now. And as I said, I'm not going to be playing Berserker in open beta, at least not at the beginning, maybe later on. But so far, all of the classes I tested, Doomblade still reigns supreme. Then it's actually Catspaw that feels most fun afterwards. Then Shadow Mage. Then Berserker, and as far as Reapers go, I don't really have any in-depth information regarding those yet. So I'll be checking those out, I think after my Catspaw is 50 or something. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking around. And as always, hopefully see you guys next time.